Hi, this is Doug and Cindy. Welcome to Help Me Help Mama LiveCast today. Thanks for joining us. If you have any friends or other family caregivers that would benefit from this information, please share this with them, share this link with them so that they can join in. So many people get a lot of benefit just from talking about these issues, sharing ideals and tips with each other. We were just looking at our Facebook page here, Help Me Help Mama Facebook page. There's so many good comments on here, and we really appreciate that. We appreciate not only your good comments, but your help for each other. Just looking here, there's so many tips and pieces of encouragement, words of encouragement on here. When, a lot of times people have tough days. I saw one on here from a caregiver that was talking about having a really tough time right now, that her mom, and didn't list any particulars, maybe Alzheimer's, and she just saying stuff. She's saying things that are hurtful, and a lot of times, and even though the logical part of your brain knows that, um, mom's got Alzheimer's, and this is how this is going right now, and the logical part of your brain knows that, but still the emotional part, it hurts. This is your mom, and she's saying stuff, and I don't know of any quick fix for that. The words here of encouragement from you caregivers help a lot. So there's a quote here on the top of our Help Me Help Mama page. I can't see who to attribute it to. It's small print, but it says, "The most challenging times bring us the most empowering lessons." So when a parent says something, or a sibling says something, or somebody says something this doesn't go well, know that that's part of your challenging times,
and it's not them. A lot of the times, it's the disease that's speaking.
yeah.
They're not saying that to hurt your feelings. They're really not.
And a lot of times, even if it's siblings or a friend that says stuff,
Oh, yeah.
it's just, and they may have said it to hurt. I don't know, but usually I think it's just they just don't know how to act or react or what to say. I saw one on here the other day from someone that said, where are mom's friends at? They were around for years, and now that she's got Alzheimer's, they're just like scarce as hen's teeth. A lot of times I think people they just don't know what to say, and maybe it's not the right move on their part to be invisible, but they just don't know what to say, and you know they this one was just commenting, well, wish they'd say something. So we can learn from that. If we have another friend or family member who's going through that, just call up and offer words of support, because it helps a lot.
And it would help if your loved ones, friends who are close to their age, if they're able to attend support group meetings of whatever kind of illness they have. So it would help them understand what your loved one is going through and how to respond to them.
Also, on our Help Me Help Mama Facebook page, on a lighter note, uh, there's a picture of a
Resident, looks like a
elderly
resident.
resident here that's feeding a little baby
Precious.
kitty. Said the elders in senior care helped take care of orphan kittens, and it was tremendously helpful. Not just not not even for just the kittens. So yeah, a lot of nursing homes and assisted living facilities have animals on staff, so to speak. They're just there all the time, and they help a lot. I've been in a lot of these facilities, and these little animals are so loved and just do so much to help the residents. And so yeah, I've seen that a lot.
They're typically smaller animals that are very agile. A lot of the secured units that we have been in have animals that the residents can interact with. Also, though, sometimes it is a policy of the nursing home for you to allow you to bring your own animals in, for your, so you can visit with them, because you can't bring them in to live with you permanently, but one of your family members can bring them in to visit with you, so you can see how they're doing, and it gets your spirits up for sure.
And some of them charge a small fee for allowing you to have it, but some don't. So that's just something you'd want to check at if facility care became an option. Well, we do have a topic we wanted to talk about today. We just wanted to take a few minutes and look at the Facebook page and encourage you to go to it and comment on it, to share it, because there's so much good stuff on here, and the videos that we've done in the past are on here, and a lot of caregiver tips and wisdom from you guys is on here, so we really appreciate that. But today Cindy's going to talk about DNR. So what's a DNR?
Okay, we had that question several times in our survey. So a DNR is short for Do Not Resuscitate. In Arkansas, it is an order that is signed by a doctor. It becomes part of your medical records, and you'll want a copy of that in your medical visits notebook, and or put a copy under the phone, because if the ambulance comes, you're going to want to pull that out if you have one that is signed. In Arkansas, if you do not have a DNR, emergency personnel must use all available measures, no matter how invasive, to save your life. And if you can imagine, my mom, one of the several ambulance trips that she made, if she had stopped breathing, she had osteoporosis pretty bad, so her bones were very brittle. If they had tried to perform CPR, I can just imagine them crushing her ribs. So, I mean, they wouldn't do it on purpose, but the bones were so brittle. So
and I remember a doctor talking about that at one of our conferences one time, about the impact of it, and if the families, he was saying that the families a lot of times don't fully understand the impact of having it or not having it. He said he had one family that there was a DNR, and they revoked it, I guess, just before something happened, and the person went into cardiac arrest, and it was a elderly, frail lady like Cindy's mom, and he was jumping up on her and doing chest compressions, and the family was just like mortified, and wait, you're gonna break her ribs. And this is after the fact. He was saying, yeah, probably, doing something like that will break every rib in her body, but it's like if they're legally obligated to do that because that document is not in place, that puts them in a bad position, even though they hate having to do it. And he was just saying, what's the why? And sometimes the family would insist on it, but they may not understand the repercussions. Like if you do that, it'll be painful, and you'll probably break ribs and may not wind up saving them anyway. So, and of course, if you don't do it, well, then they may die, and the family would have the guilt wishing they did. So this is something just to get a firm understanding of both ways. So talk to your doctor about this, or medical professionals, and find out what's the best for your loved one, and understand what would happen both ways if you did it or if you didn't do it.
And in the end of life wishes is a discussion, a topic in and of itself. We're not doing that topic today. There are a number of things that you need to talk about regarding that. Okay, so back to the DNR. If you're admitted in Arkansas, if you're admitted to a hospital, there's several ways to get the DNR made a part of your record. Your doctor can order it if you request it yourself. Okay, so if you're close to death and you cannot communicate that you want the DNR, if you have a living will or other advance directives, then your doctor can order it. So you can either tell him, or if you have the advance directives and that's in line with your wishes, then he can sign an order. Or if you have an appointed health care agent, and your wishes are known, then they can say, go ahead and ask the doctor to sign the order. And if it's congruent with your wishes, he can sign it. Okay, so if you have not made the healthcare directives in Arkansas, there's statutorily, it's listed who can make those decisions. So, but this is in Arkansas, so you need to go to an elder law attorney in your state. And this is, I think, a very important issue.
Oh, it is,
so
yeah.
you need to have this base covered.
And DNR is different from living will or different from healthcare power of attorney. And like Cindy said, it's probably different in your state. So it's very important for you and for your loved one to contact an elder law attorney in your area in regarding the DNR to talk to their geriatric physician or other medical professional to see what the best thing is for your family, because it would be different from person to person, and this is a medical. This would be under doctor's orders, so you'd need to talk to them.
Closely aligned to that was another question on our list here, is how to perform CPR. I have absolutely no medical training, so I couldn't begin to tell you how to do that, but I know there are places where you can get that training. So, and it's something you should probably know how to do.
Right.
So,
Right, and it is, because with a lot of seniors, Cindy's mom, I know, in her later months, choking was a big issue, and you know, they can choke so easily. I mean, even on liquids, even on anything, or food had to be pureed in a certain way. So things like the Heimlich hug and other techniques. But talk to your medical folks about that and see what's appropriate. And yeah, some of this, just a little bit of medical training or techniques that helps a lot for family caregivers to know how to do this.
yeah, I mean, you have many, many tasks, and that's just one of them. And you may or may not need it, but if you know how to do CPR, it would be a great thing. I think that's all we've got for today.
I think that's it. So we're looking for your comments and questions. Please type them in, and we'll read them, and we'll have them. If you type one in today, that's probably what we'll be talking about tomorrow. So type them in and share this with someone. So thanks for joining us today on Help Me Help Mama LiveCast. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.